Hey, hey, don't miss the play. Flurry Sports will save your day. Cracking jokes with sports insight. Zach and Jake, they get it right. Fuck yeah.
What is up? Welcome back to the Flurry Sports Podcast. Happy Memorial Day if you're watching live or on the day of. And if you're not, what are you doing? We've been telling you all season long. Flurry Sports YouTube channel, Flurry Sports Twitter, or Fantasy Flurry Twitter, rather. Flurry Sports Facebook, TikTok. Go and watch us live Monday night. Every single Monday night we are live. You can watch it after the fact, of course. Of course. That's fine. That's allowed. But if you are watching us live, then you can jump in the chat like Randy, like Luke has done. I mean, Luke completely derailed a show and left me in a spiraling, dread, not knowing where Dublin, Wisconsin is. That happened a couple of weeks ago, and you too could completely derail us and leave us with more anxiety than what we started with. That could be your role on the show if you tune in live, but after the fact, definitely leave comments, subscribe, like, do all of that beautiful stuff. But tonight, we're going to be building our flag football teams. I keep saying the NFL flag football teams. Maybe that's a little conceited. Maybe it's a little bit too proud. But what are we doing?
What are we doing?
It's the NFL. Like, are we saying, the flag football guys are going to be the ones running our team? I am not letting this turn into our 3-on-3 basketball.
No.
I don't want Robbie Hubble as our quarterback.
And by the way, thank you for bringing that up, Zach, because this isn't a first-time argument. I'm mad more so at the coverage it's getting than the people. Listen, the flag football guys who got us to this point that are like, you have a right. It's a bad right, but you have a right to be like, hey, I played this all year round. I've done it for years. This never was in the Olympics. Now it is. I'm not going to get to play. I understand that. And I understand it because it's exactly what happens with any other Olympic team the U.S. does. You know who also doesn't play all year round? Steph Curry. Guess who gets to go to the Olympics? Him.
It is what it is. I'm trying to bring up the roster for the flag football team because it's pretty funny. There's one guy in particular, not to shame him. I can't find it right now. But yeah, are you trying to tell Lamar Jackson that he's not going to play quarterback? Are you gonna tell Justin Jefferson legitimately, I actually can run a better route, catch the ball, do whatever? Are you going to tell Tyreek Hill anything? Because he has nothing to lose at this point. He is going to do anything and everything. Maybe I'll look up the rosters later. Can't bring it up right now. But we are going to be building our own flag football roster consisting of NFL guys because I assume that is what most likely is going to happen. I will say either today or yesterday, and we'll get into this more later. Roger Goodell came out because they asked him, like, so who's voting on the teams? We know the NFL is going to be in it now. What's going to happen? And I guess he said the NFL supposedly has no say in who's creating these teams.
Interesting. Okay.
It's actually USA Football, and USA Football runs the flag football. So there could be some bullshit happening here.
Yeah.
But I think they get to send, Goodell said they get to send like 2 or like some sort of number of representatives to vote, to be on the panel. And you know what? The NFL is going to grease the wheels a little bit. The NFL is going to do what the NFL does. It's not necessarily 3-on-3 basketball because 3-on-3 basketball said, hey, our current players can't play, which is stupid. They also said that the 3-on-3 league that we created can also not play, which is also stupid. The NFL is going to send its stars, and it's on our soil. Thank you very much. It's in the United States. We need to win gold. Anything less than a dominating gold is embarrassing. Completely embarrassing.
I think now that the NFL has given the stamp of approval, I think there'll be a push for everyone to participate.
I mean, it seems one of the things I've seen people a little bit like skeptical or critical of, like, first off, people are pointing to the Pro Bowl flag football, and I don't think you can do that.
No.
Everyone's like, they're not even trying. They did not try. You were completely correct. They did not try there. But
they will here.
It's the Olympics. You're defending your country. It's maybe I'm a little more patriotic than some of these people, but I'd like to think that I'm not. I'd like to think that everybody wants to win a gold for the country in front of the country. It's going to be people trying. It is what we've seen what happens in the NBA though. Like we've seen them go crazy.
Well, because everyone always says that patriotism for sure. But, and this isn't a knock on you. We're dealing with some crazy 8 people here because athletes always are when you get to that level. I'll tell you what, you're not as competitive as these people. That's what happens when you get to the Olympics. Like the basketball players. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden LeBron's got a Serbian trash talking him and he's like, okay, I'm about to rip you in half. I'm LeBron James and I don't get to play scrubs too often.
Okay. I got the roster here while we were talking. Good multitasking by me. Their website was completely screwed up. So first off, head coach Jorge, got to change that if it's the USA team. Not trying to say too much, but we need Bill Belichick coaching this team. We need Sean McVay coaching this team. We need something like that. Okay, we need to have a little fun. John Gruden, are you kidding me? Get Gruden in there.
Should be Gruden.
It should be Gruden. This should be his baby.
I actually think I have a lock for who the coach is. By the way, I think they're going to go. I think they're going to go the Coach K format. I think this has Nick Saban written all over it.
And by the way, I do love that. I do love Saban getting in there.
Someone who it's like his full-time thing, he'll hate this. I said that out loud and then I was like, wait, it's playing football. Maybe not. But Pagano would love it. I don't know if he's reached that status, but he'd be good. Get Bill Cowher on it. That'd be fun.
Cowher would be so fun. Cowher would be super fun. I think some former players could really have a good time with it as well, potentially. I mean, shit. You know what? They have a couple seasons under their belt. Let the Mannings do it. They did it in the Pro Bowl. They know the game.
Otherwise, let Andy Reid do it. I mean, he would just demolish folks and he'd have a great time.
Yeah, I mean, assemble that old Packers coaching staff with Gruden and Andy Reid, get Mike Holmgren in there.
I was going to say, are you talking about getting Mike Holmgren out of retirement? Let's do it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So there's one guy, this guy right here, who Daryl Doucette. I'm not sure if you have any run-ins with Doucette's, Jake, but you might be a little too young. I have Doucette stink. Okay. Speaking to you, Colfax Doucettes.
I do know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Fuck them. But this is the guy. This is the quarterback. This is the outspoken one. Before any voting, before anything happened, we're talking like months and months and months ago. He was the one saying, I'm insulted that NFL players can even think that they can play our sport. First off, dumb. He then said that he's better than Patrick Mahomes, dumb. And then now he's throwing a little hissy fit that, they're going to come take our jobs and blah, 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 blah. You know what? If you have that kind of whining personality, you're off the team. Like he doesn't even get a tryout, in my opinion. You got to earn it. If you don't even want to earn it, you don't get to play for America at all. Okay.
No. And also, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like,
I will say, you know what? I was expecting a lot of just like, okay, these guys are scrubs. And I think they are the majority scrubs. This guy's a loser. But okay, maybe they can compete. You're telling me this guy is on the team?
Dude.
Noah Bickley? Not to shame, but brother, Tyreek Hill's going to cook him. Like, this is stupid.
There are folks on this team who couldn't play tackle football, and that is why they're here.
Yeah. They're all like 6 foot. They're all too small for normal positions, not fast enough for normal positions in the league. And then I don't know what Noah Bickley's doing, but Noah Bickley, he's the wide receiver or center. So that means he is snapping the ball. We'll get into the rules later, and either he's going to run a route or actually, no, he can't even block. So he can maybe put himself in the way of someone. But if we have like Myles Garrett rushing this guy, or if we have, God forbid, Ray Lewis comes out of retirement to cover him over the middle, or James Harrison, he's getting his head taken off. We don't care about rules, brother. We will take you out. We will set the tone. And that's one rule. That's one thing I do want to clarify with USA football. I want to know how the rules work. Can we get flags? Can we, if someone gets thrown out, can we just replace them? Because I would like some people on our team to set the tone. I want a unsportsmanlike first play ever.
Aaron Donald, why is he on the field? Don't worry,
Yes.
not very long.
You know how many countries have never heard the saying "keep your head on a swivel" and they're going to learn in Los Angeles 2028? That's going to happen.
I do wonder. I'm interested what's going to happen with like New Zealand should just play rugby, right? Just
Yeah.
see how strict they're calling it.
100%. 100%. Nothing but respect for them, by the way. They're fine. I just don't want these like the Germans coming in thinking they can participate because they had Bjorn Werner in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, brother, you got no shot. I don't want Norwegians in there. English? England's getting cooked. You kidding
England's getting cooked. It's going to be us, New Zealand, and Canada hanging out.
Canada's going to be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I can't wait for the random teams where it's like Jordan Mailata is playing for somebody. Like out of nowhere. It's like, why is he playing for Australia?
I have one pick that is purely strategic because I don't want him playing for another country. There's a player from our in the NFL, good player, born in Greece. And we need to just take him so he's not playing there, because if Greece gets this player, what's to stop them from saying, hey, you know what? Giannis, you're fine. Thanasis, bro, he can hit somebody. He can play. All the Antetokounmpos, they're just going to play for Greece. That's not fair. Can't have that.
Well, you just made me think of, I have to do a quick Google search and see if there's anyone of note right now. But in the World Baseball Classic, Israel put together quite the team because they were just claiming folks who are Jewish. So it was like,
really?
Random folks who like Jock Peterson's like, I wasn't going to make the USA team and I had a bar mitzvah. So, why not?
I mean, I would assume there's some pretty high profile Jewish NFL players. I would assume, or at least
Greg
some
Joseph.
background.
This is the first one that comes up.
Okay.
Oh, AJ Dillon.
Oh my, please take AJ Dillon. For the love of God.
Hold on. Here we go. This is credit to the jewishvirtuallibrary.org. So hopefully this is a correct site, but Greg Camarilla.
Okay.
Want to get some current ones. I might actually back up because the list I was on was a little bit better. Julian Edelman could come out of retirement and is listed on here. Again, this is
he's interesting. Former quarterback turned wide receiver. He could be a flag football stud.
He should do it for sure. That would be fun. Other current guys, Jake Curhan, Michael Dunn, Nate Ebner. Already mentioned Greg Joseph. That is fun. Trying to see any big names on here. Not really. I think Edelman's the biggest name on the list.
I just asked Grok. So Grok is also
both Edelmans. Is that his dad? Brad Edelman?
Another one? Sure.
80s.
Anthony Ferkser. Okay, good for him. Good for him. He's a blocker. Okay, yeah, I guess not a large Jewish population in the NFL, at least not public. Maybe they're hiding it. I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, how come I can't find Fran Tarkenton's name? Maybe he's not Jewish. I just kind of thought he had it,
Yeah.
Josh Rosen.
Oh, really?
It's listed anyway.
I mean, there's a lot of time between now and 2028. All they have to do is convert, right?
It's so true.
I would assume
one of the Boses has got it.
That's a Joey Bosa thing. 100%.
When did Khalil Mack switch over,
Fucking Kelsey's over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jason. I know. So you teased it, Zach, but we kind of got a fun game today. I wanted to clarify. I think we could go head to head on this. Are we going to draft back and forth, make two teams?
We should do that. Yeah, absolutely. And then we got to play head to head. I think it's only fair. We are not taking, not that either of us would, because we're not stupid. We're not going to be taking players from the USA football team. They can be the third team to compete against us.
NFL players only. Oh, before we switch off the discourse around it, I don't know why I said discourse that way. But I do think it's worth noting. I also think this could be the only Olympics this is in. So
yeah, there's a chance. The NFL, I will say, the thing it has going for it is that the NFL is expanding into other countries anyway. So there's already more American football, like the groundwork's kind of laid. So I think there's a decent chance I think that has a better chance than rugby to blow up and takes less people.
I hope so. I think if it didn't stay, it would be more so like the USA is going to win this every time, like petty kind of thing. So, haters.
Grow up.
But
Sorry.
I just say that because I think there will be a lot of involvement, because I don't think you'll see holdouts, because this could be it. So some guys in their prime will be like, this might be my only chance to be in the Olympics. Whereas in the NBA, sometimes you see some of the studs be like, maybe later.
Well, NFL in particular, we know like the shelf life of these players are so small anyway as well. So unless you're a quarterback, like if you're a running back, this is your chance to go. Like if you hit 25 and you're in the NFL, you're not getting a contract. Like you're not going to be on this team.
Well, especially when we get into some of these players, like it's so like, what have you done for me lately? That I'm like, some of the names on my list, I'm like, I think they would take you on the team, and I don't think they would have last season. So it's just, I'll be interested,
And we'll talk about it more. Let's lay this now, and then I'm going to get into like how the flag football is going to work, just so people know that as well. So Olympics are in 2028. Are we thinking the team in 2028? Because obviously that changes. We're not going to draft Aaron Rodgers, right? Or we could, but we're thinking of him in 2028.
I think, what do you want to do? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I think we have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We're doing the hokey pokey. We're shaking it all about. I think like, yes, we have to think about they're going to be 3 years older, but we're not going to assume like, X person who is a junior in college is going to be on the team. We're not going to do that shit.
No, okay, great. That's what I didn't want this to become, is like, which one of us takes Archie Manning? Like, I don't got that in me today. But honestly, what I was thinking is like, can we agree that like running backs are a crapshoot? And I think we could agree, like, depending on some of the running backs we pick, let's just argue that they'll still be healthy enough and good enough to do flag football at that point. If we want to,
unless we're taking like Derrick Henry or even Saquon, I think is kind of a toss up.
Well, I was going to say, I'll be interested where we go running back wise, because I think, I'll just say I wasn't thinking Henry because he's so fucking big,
Yeah, not great for this style of football.
Yeah, so I think some of the guys we take are maybe more likely to still be healthy anyway. So
yeah, I think so too. Let's get into how flag football works, just so we're all caught up. Okay, so rules of flag football, it's going to be a 10-person squad, and it's 5 players on each side of the field. So 5 offense, 5 defense, 5 on 5. And so if it's a 10-person squad, we're pretty much saying there's going to be 5 offensive, 5 defensive, and they can't really play both sides. I think they do a little bit, but for the most part, they're pretty much just offensive players, just defensive players. And it's going to be 2 20-minute halves is how it's done. The field is a 70-yard field. It's an actual 50-yard field, 10-yard end zones, 25 yards across. So it's about half the size of a normal NFL field. There's no kickoffs. There's no kicking. There's no punting. There's nothing like that. You have 4 downs to go halfway. And then once you cross the halfway part, you get 4 more downs to score a touchdown. Once you were inside the 5-yard line, you cannot run the football. It has to be a pass. And the quarterback can't run it as well. If you're rushing the quarterback, it's like 7 seconds or something like that. I don't think they have it here, but in terms of the positions, so there's going to be a quarterback. There's going to be a center / receiver. So everyone's eligible to catch the ball. There's no blocking is allowed, by the way. Stupid. Don't love that. So you can't even block on a running play. If the ball passes you, you have to stop. You have to stop running. Like the ball just has to go. Don't love that. Is what it is. But so there's a quarterback. Person who snaps the ball is a receiver. Everybody else is a receiver. You can hand it off and run it, though. So you can switch up your formations a little bit. From what I can tell, there's no limit to what you can do with your formations. Then on defense, there's 1 designated rusher. they'll put their hand up and they have 7 seconds and then they can go after the quarterback. There are two, they call them DBs. They're essentially two corners on the outside and then two safeties. The corners are looking at run first and playing the short routes. The safeties are looking at pass first and pretty much just playing the pass. Does all of that make sense in terms of how they play, I guess, flag football?
Can you hit me with the defensive positions one more time?
Yes. So there's one rusher.
Yep.
And then there's two, we'll just call them corners because
I
that's
got
what
you.
they are.
I got you.
And so all the corners are doing, they're like outside corners is what you can think of. They're playing short routes, they're playing man defense, and they're playing the run.
Yeah.
The safeties are more zone, more playing the pass, reading the quarterbacks, making sure no one gets past them. More like free safeties back there.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All good.
Okay. All good.
Terms of what the ruling that just happened, what the vote passed was the NFL is allowed to put players in there. However, you cannot have more than one player from an NFL team on the team. So if Lamar Jackson is named to the flag football team, then Derrick Henry could not be on the team as well. So that's what it is.
And I think as we go head to head today, I think if one of us takes a team, there's 32 teams. I think if you take a Packer, I'm out on Packers too.
Okay. I like that. I'm fine with that. I'll let you go first. We'll do snake. So you go one, I go two, you go two.
Great. Okay. Where do I want to go? Quarterback just feels so boring, but I do think there's a right choice. So I'll just take the quarterback choice, but I have two quarterbacks I love. I'm going to take the right choice and it'll look good on a graphic. I think Lamar Jackson, even in 2028, will be the correct choice there. I won't say who option B would be for me, just in case you go there for quarterback, but you have the maneuverability. He's got as strong an arm as anybody. I think even if his speed drops, I think the part that will be crazy at that point is like his lateral quickness will still be probably the best at that point. So for all the things he can do and just how unstoppable he will be with one person rushing him, I think I want to start there.
That's perfectly fair. It does block me from the person who I was saying earlier that I think USA football should take for defensive purposes. Like, I don't want him playing anywhere else. Kyle Hamilton.
Oh, shit.
He was born in Greece. I don't want him on Greece. Him, Giannis, Thanasis. I don't want that. I want no part of that.
It is going to be all the Antetokounmpos and
Kyle Hamilton. Fuck that. I don't want that.
That is funny. Well, and that will probably be what happens because if it's one per, I think it'll be really unlikely Lamar doesn't go.
I know. And why wouldn't he play?
Yeah. Unless only injury or I guess if he gets blocked out at QB, but he should really, we'll see. It's a more interesting question which quarterbacks they'll take, but he feels obvious. So we'll see. So who's going to be your one pick?
I got two. We're going snake draft.
Oh,
so I don't need it. Well, here's the thing. So
you don't need a QB now.
I don't, but if you take the team on that they play for, then I also can't take. We got a lot of strategy going on here.
That's right.
We stumbled upon something great. Okay, so I'm going to go with my first wide receiver pick, and that's going to be Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's the best in the game, and he's young. At the time of the Olympics, I think he might be 28? Like he's well in his prime at that point.
Yeah, I have to look at people's ages. Okay.
So I'm building around Justin Jefferson. I think I'm going to go one on each side of the ball. So on defense, I'm just going to take the best corner in the game.
Yeah.
If I want someone to lock down on the outside, I'm going to go with Pat Surtain. I think he's insane. Also young.
And I think a lock. I was going to say I would say the defensive lock. I agree with you. I'm like, you need a Like the
Right.
odds Sertan's not one of the corners on the team, I feel like is really
Especially
low.
if Saban's coaching, he's taking Sertan.
Yeah, true. Which, by the way, doesn't that feel like who it's going to be?
It does feel that way with his Indiana Jones hat. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Running wing T screeds, flag football.
I would absolutely love that. So now the Vikings and the Broncos, not that they have a ton of choices, but they are off the board.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good I will say of those folks that I was thinking, it blocks Sam Laporta.
It does not.
Oh, where is he now? Where did he go?
He's Detroit. I'm not sure who you're thinking of. You're thinking TJ Hawkinson?
Oh, TJ Hawkinson. Sorry. Sam Laporta's first iteration.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, forgot.
First
Yeah, he went to Minnesota and then was slightly worse. Sam Laporta's just better now. Yeah. But by that math, Sam Laporta will be a Viking by the time
100%.
The Olympics get here. So still blocked in my brain. I'm gonna go defense next because I think pass rusher. I'm torn on this because now I'm thinking strategic, and I don't think there's another player on this team to take. I also don't think this is front of brain pick for pass rush. But my understanding, as we've talked about, is the pass rusher, it's not blocked. So really what you need is someone stupid fast to just go get them, chase them. So it's not just pure speed, but like, who do you not want chasing you? Correct. So I'm not picking a defensive lineman. I'm picking jack of all trades, Trevon Diggs.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think Cowboys pick is good. He'll be 29 by the time of the Olympics, so still plenty young. And I think, he's like the one guy that I'm like probably the fastest option who's just going to go. I'm not worried about a quarterback running around on Diggs. Like it's like, you better get rid of it. Yeah.
See, my mind, you got one more pick after this, but thank you for doing that because everyone else who's doing these is like, oh, we got Myles Garrett. We got TJ Watt. And like I'm talking like NFL.com's doing this. I'm talking ESPN. I'm like, you guys don't get it. You guys do not understand.
I know.
That, like, someone fast. They're not running into anybody. They have no defensive moves.
Not to take your pick away from you, but I was like, I have to take him because otherwise I'm going to take like Quay Walker and look like a joke. But it's like, that's the kind of guy that I think will be good at it. But no, you're 100% right. I will say, if you're going to pick someone, Myles Garrett's not bad of the DNs because he's still has one of the fastest like sprint speeds in the league. But
by the way, Kyle Hamilton was my pick for that.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great pick. So blocked you a little bit there, but Cowboys, I don't think Cowboys block is a big deal for you. But no Deuce Vaughn for you. But
shucks.
The deuce is loose. My second one, I'm gonna go wide receiver, and I'm risking it a little here because I think the most obvious pick I've seen on every list I looked at today for this, I'm not taking. I'm taking someone slightly younger, and if I get that other guy, I get that other guy. But I'm taking the dude who statistically is the fastest person in the NFL, one of the biggest dudes in the NFL. Who the fuck is covering DK Metcalf in flag football?
Yeah. Like, I'm not a huge DK guy, but if he's on our team, good luck.
He is built for somehow more built for flag football than he is for regular football.
Yes. They're not going to out jump him. They're not going to run with him. Like, I feel bad for the little kid from Mexico who's lining up trying to jam DK Metcalf.
Correct. And they won't have him run any routes besides goes.
No, why would they?
No, like, so it's like not every wide receiver on the team when there's 4 essentially, flex or wide receiver options outside the QB. You don't need them all to be quick slot guys. So I think DK, looking at the fact that DK is like statistically the fastest dude in the league is also so scary. So I'm going to go DK Metcalf, and by the time, got to remember what team he's on. So that blocks Pittsburgh
Steelers. Yeah.
Yep. So no, that's somewhat strategic. No TJ, not that I think you're going that way, but okay.
No Minka. No, they got
Yeah.
guys on defense.
True.
No Casey Hayward.
Casey, dude, get Casey Hayward on the team, but he'll only be 30. I was a little like, how old's DK? But he'll be 30 in 2028. So
that's fine. 30's not big.
Very much so. But dude, Lamar Jackson running around in the pocket, just getting to choose when he throws it to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Fun times. Yeah. So they'll hate each other by that point. Didn't think about that part, but
for sure.
The vibes on my team aren't great. But don't worry, I've got Trayvon Diggs there to soothe them over. So that'll be good.
Bingo. And you know Stefan's going to be lurking around too.
No,
whether you take him or not.
I'm also instituting a 1 Diggs limit.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
So there you go. All right, you get 2 picks now. This will bring you to 4. Yeah, because so far, okay.
Okay, I'm going to take my center/receiver. And so for this position, you're thinking about someone who reliable enough to snap the ball. Like let's not overthink that this is a lineman personality, a lineman thing to think. But you know what? Nothing happens until the ball gets to the quarterback. So we can't mess that up. But then it needs to be someone used to running routes out of the backfield, can get open quickly. So I'm thinking running back for that. And I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, shoot. Nice. Good pick.
And he's super young. He's super fast. I like him a lot. I was deciding between 2 running backs there, but then that blocks Detroit. So I know you got a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown love. Cannot choose him.
Penei Sewell was entering my brain in a lot of spots. So that's good.
It breaks my heart that there's no blocking in this game because I might make Penei the mascot. Like he needs to be on the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has to be.
We're not going to have a USA team without Frank Ragnow.
I mean, the whole crew should be there. If it's not Saban coaching, we need Dan Campbell with a whole tin of chew and just having the time of his life, crying over every game.
True.
We need it. Okay. One more pick. I feel like I should go receiver just so I know I have 2 receivers that I feel super good about. I will go with. I mean, I gotta do it. I'm just gonna take Jamar Chase, so that takes the Bengals off the board.
Okay.
So my team so far is Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Pat Surtain. So far, you got Lamar Jackson, DK Metcalf, Trevon Diggs. You got 2 picks now, though.
Yeah. Okay. In flag football, do you think they are going to do too many running plays at all?
That I don't truly know. I think they're going to do some, but it almost has to be not traditional running plays, maybe. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like, catch the snap, turn around, hand it. I don't know if that's going to be the case. It might be more so like technically running plays where you throw it backwards. It might be that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to overthink my center choice. I hate that you took Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that's if you're going to take a running back type, that's the right choice. So that's great. I think this guy's going to be on the team. So I feel good about picking him. Do I really want to take another offensive guy? Yeah, I got Diggs, and then I'll take another defensive one next. So far, I'm at Trevon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Lamar Jackson. I'm going to take my center role here. I'm not because you. No, I am. I've changed my mind. Because you might take this guy anyway because he should be on the team. Let me double check his age. Just to make sure that he's not going to be like ancient. No, he's for sure playing. How is George Kittle not on this team? George Kittle.
I hope so.
Yeah, George Kittle will for sure be on the USA flag football team.
In your center role, you said?
Center role. I think he can for sure snap it back there. And then, he can get out of his stance, get up fast, go. I do like the idea. I actually think a tight end. I was thinking tight end. I like your running back thought. I like the idea of a tight end getting up and then being in the middle of the field already open. It's just true. Like they're already like right where they're meant to be. So I think that's hard to just pick him out of his stance. Will be incredibly hard for someone to do. Also, there's not blocking, but there is like once you get the ball, you want guys in front of you to create some sort of thing. And if you want anyone in that role, you want George Kittle.
For sure.
So I think he actually will be on the team, Captain America sort. So I think he's a good pick. Takes out the 49ers, which I think there's some interesting options there. So I think that's okay still. And then on defense, do I go safety? Because you have not taken a safety yet. I just think there's a couple good safety options, but I need two of them, I guess. So yeah, in 3 years, I still think this is the position where I was like, who the best safety is in 3 years is going to feel so different. But no, because of that, screw it. This guy's a corner, but he needs to be on the team. And like, what the hell is someone going to do with this guy? Try running any kind of like fun. Go ahead, run a reverse option in front of Derwin James. Do it. I triple dog dare you. Like, let's go get him. So I think Derwin James and Trevon Diggs chasing after people is a nightmare. So I think that's good. I think it stops any kind of like jump up and get it. So he is a corner for me, but there's a lot of the other kind of corner out there. So I'll go get another good one in that type of role. But for the go ahead and try and get away from Derwin James and also try and out physical him. It's just not going to happen. So I like that pick.
Yeah, that is a good pick. Now, okay. So that does take away Chargers, which also kind of stinks.
Boom. I know a little bit there. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Harbaugh, another great coach. We just got to assemble the super team.
Their dad should do it, by the way. Yeah.
True. True. Here's the thing that I think USA will have over everybody else when we have NFL players. We're going to have good football minds, like calling plays, designing shit. I think we can be extremely versatile, where it's like this person's playing safety, and then all of a sudden he's the rusher, and then all of a sudden he's playing wide receiver. Like, I think we can just change people if there's no like true rules about how we do that. If we just have 10 people active and then do whatever you want, which is what my understanding is. I want some people we can throw some different looks out there, keep people fresh. So that's what I want to do. So these two picks are going to be on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
But my first one is going to be at corner, and I am going to go with Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great pick. Dang it.
So Travis Hunter is going to be mostly defensive for us, but he can play offense as well. I think he's a good man corner. And you know what? If you want to be a unicorn in the NFL, be a unicorn in the Olympics. Let's see what the big guys got. We'll see what he can do. And then the other player I have is going to be our safety. And he is a safety in the NFL, but he's a pretty versatile defensive back. Green Bay zone. I'm going to go with Xavier McKinney. I need someone who has a nose for the football. We need to get some interceptions here.
That's great. McKinney was who I was that was who I was going back and forth on. So that's a great pick by you.
So defense filling up. You got to catch up. You got 2 picks, though.
I got 2 picks. I can't let you double me up on safety. So I think, and this guy's on a team that does not have a lot of options. So I'm going to go Budda Baker.
Fuck, that was my rush pick.
Oh, really? Nice.
I think he could be an animal going after the quarterback. That's a
great one. Yes. So in my opinion, the best young safety left to just go get one. So got him there. So I still need one more safety and one more corner on the offense.
Did you put Derwin James at D-back or did you put him at safety?
Oh, I suppose I could put him in my brain. I had him at corner because that's what he plays. But
no, he's a safety.
He is a safety?
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave him at safety then. I kind of like the idea of him one-on-one just roughing up dudes. But okay, I'm done with safety then. I kind of like that. Well, then I will. Oh, but Travis Hunter was my backup corner. Okay, I gotta think through corner options. Who are your corners? You got Pat Surtain. and Travis Hunter.
Sertan and Travis Hunter. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. I always say his name wrong. Sertan. So I'm going to leave it because you've got those. So I need 2 corners. But that means, okay. I'm just going to do it, and my receivers will be gross. I don't like this guy, and I don't want him on the team. No, I'm not going to do it. Screw it. You can stay at home, Tyreek. I don't want you on the team, okay? I'm going to instead take Kansas City off the board, and I'm going to take Xavier Worthy.
That's a good pick.
I'm going to take him as my running back role.
You have George Kittle there.
No, he's my snapper.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. The way they listed as is like center running back, but it truly doesn't matter.
In my mind, I've got George Kittle snapping. I've got Lamar Jackson back there, and I've got to his right halfback. I've got that. So maybe I've set this up wrong, but that's how I'm doing it. And if they do it different, Xavier Worthy can go other places. But let George Kittle run the ball. That's fine. Yeah, super fucking fast and get him in motion. I was thinking about Debo, but then I obviously took Kittle. So super fast. And I also think put him in motion all the time. Just never let him stop going back and forth between trying to cover DK and then Xavier Worthy moving laterally. I think that's a tough day at the office. He also just is Tyreek Hill, but a little less problematic.
At the moment, so far,
That's why the Little's doing a lot of work there right now, so we'll see.
At this point in their careers, though, Hill is already further along. So
true. So far, so good. So I feel good there, and maybe block you from shenanigans in that direction, but I should block you in a different way. I forgot about that. But those are my 2 picks. So
okay. I had to look up where this guy plays right now. Because he just switched teams. Javon Holland, I think, is one of the best safeties in the NFL. Yeah. And he is now, this is probably breaking news, at least it was to me, he's on the Giants. So I guess I took the Giants off the board with Javon Holland, which is kind of shitty because Malik Neighbors is there. Malik Neighbors would have been a nice wide receiver pick.
Yeah.
But I do want to get a good young safety. Where's my tab? Where am I looking? Okay, there we go. So Javon Holland is my second safety. And then I still have quarterback, wide receiver, and my rusher on the board. I am at a loss of what to do for my rusher at the moment. So I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to be strategic and not take my quarterback because I don't think there's anybody else on that team that you want. So wide receiver. What wide receiver am I going to pick that hasn't been chosen? Let's take a look at the stats from this past year because I can't think of anybody. Could go that. Okay. Could go there. Could go. Can't go Chargers. You know what? I think he's a damn good player. And I like the cut of his jib. I'm going to go with Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he's a pretty versatile wide receiver. I think he can play that running back role a little bit. Like I think he's just a solid, good player.
Yeah, that's so good. He is. I think by the time the Olympics come around, that could be like a layup.
Yeah. We'll see what he does this year without DK now. But yeah, he's young. I think he's insanely good. So I like that a lot. Okay,
I need 3 picks. And it's 1 wide receiver and then 2 corners. Okay. So that makes this first. I'll get the easy one out of the way. I believe Houston is still available.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Stingley Jr. then.
That's very good. He's so good.
So good. And again, corners in 3 years. Hard to guess, but I think he'll be in there. Now, Zach, here's the thing. I could be an ass because I think I know who you want for quarterback. And
there's a lot of quarterbacks out there. I don't need a quarterback. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. And they have a decent enough wide receiver that I could put on the team. if it's the
They
team
do?
I'm thinking of. So yeah,
do.
so I think I could do that, but that's not really the route I want to go. I think, what do you have left? I won't block you that way, but I do
I
want to be
have-
smart about positions.
I have quarterback and rusher.
Oh, okay. So we're really not going to overlap. I think then in that way, let me have a little fun then with my last wide receiver. So nope, can't. This is gonna be hard because I am like, what teams are left that I have not, that haven't had someone taken. So we're getting there a little bit. Let me take a corner because otherwise I'm gonna end up with just like a decent corner,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go there. So sorry that I don't have my pick ready to go, but
No, I'm trying to find a rusher at this moment. I don't know who the fuck to take.
yeah, this is getting tough. I do think when they pick. Oh, okay. I've got a corner that I'm going to pick, so I'm going to talk for a second. I do think when they pick through these pieces, I'll be interested how much they go like old heads. Like, is there going to be like, I was like, are they going to take like a Larry Fitzgerald? Are they going to take like, and maybe he'll be too old at that point, but like a really recently retired at that point, like a Julian Edelman, or someone of that status. Cooper Kupp will be someone who's like right fresh.
True.
Like right now, I think the name would be Odell, but he'll be washed by then. I'm going to take New England because I know we haven't taken them, and Christian Gonzalez is very good. So
he's super good. That's a great pick, actually.
And could be really good in 3 years too. So I feel good about that. I had the All Pro list up. It's like, who am I missing for the All Pro? So my last pick is going to be wide receiver, which will be fun because I can pick a good name. Now these are your last picks, right?
Yes. Yep.
So I want to take a stab at who I think maybe you're going for quarterback. How much would I fucked you up if I had said Terry McLaurin?
Not at all. I don't need a quarterback. We're fine.
Oh, okay. There you go. Where's your next pick?
Did you pick two here?
Yeah, I'm done. It's Stingley Jr. and Christian Gonzalez.
Okay,
so that's why I'm teasing Terry McLaurin because
I'm gonna go Jay Daniels.
Yeah, damn it. Okay, let the record show because I teased this at the start of this segment. That was why I was like, do I take Lamar? Not because do I just wait to take Jay Daniels? So would Lamar have been your second choice?
Probably someone who I think could be super good, actually. And again, I'm not a fan of him, but I think could be really good in this format. It's Kyler Murray.
Oh, that's great.
Like, I think he's small. Like, you can't hurdle or do stiff arm or do anything. So, like, their move is like a dip to like avoid getting the flags pulled. I think he could be great at that with the whole baseball background. So I think he'd be good there. And he's also he's part Korean. Like, he might play for South Korea, which kind of stinks.
That would be tough. That'd be tough.
But you chose Buda Baker anyway, so I couldn't have taken him for this anyway.
Well, I screwed myself over because all of a sudden I was like, you know who I think could be fun in 3 years is the new jacked animal that is Marvin Harrison Jr.
True. Yeah. He would be
I blocked myself there. So
true. Okay, so now I have to take my rusher pick, and I have to pick somebody who has not been chosen. I still think the best option for this position is to go defensive back, whether that be corner, whether that be safety. I think that's better than linebacker, even though there's some smaller linebackers that would work, in my opinion. But we're not doing like a Max Crosby. We're not going to do a TJ Watt. Obviously, I can't take him anyway, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm between, and I can't pick Jeremy Chin, who I think could be good for this role. He is now on Washington, I am seeing. Was on the Raiders. Or no, he is on the Raiders now. He is on the Raiders now, so I technically could take him, I guess.
Yeah.
He switches teams every fucking year. I'm going to go with... You know what's interesting? Neither of us have taken an Eagle. And they have so many good players.
Oh, that is such a good... Like, Jalen Hurts could be an animal in this. He was probably my third guy.
Saquon, I think we think is going to be too old, but AJ Brown would have been good.
I was going to say, well, if you don't take an Eagle, I might. So we'll see.
Oh, you still need a receiver? Yeah. I'm thinking Zach Bond, but he's such a good... athlete. Like he could work.
He'd be good in this. If they pick a defensive guy, like linebacker type, he's a good pick here.
He is. He's an insane athlete. Otherwise, Nick Cross is decent. I would like Brian Branch. He's a Detroit player, though.
Oh, I blocked Kansas City. Otherwise, you should pick that Grantsburg asshole.
Leo Chanel would be great. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I am gonna go. Zach Bond.
I
He's a
think that's
Wisconsin boy.
a great pick
Like
because
people talk about how good of an athlete he is all the time. Like he was insane at basketball. Look that up. And I really like the versatility on my defense. Like I talked about, we can rotate people around. He's another guy you can rotate a little bit too.
When you can you're going to send some of your safeties on blitzes. You're going to drop Zach Bond back. Zach Bond, weirdly, I know I picked Trevon Diggs. Like Zach Bond might be a better like drop back and ask you to cover somebody.
Maybe he can do it all.
Yeah. So
in zone for sure.
I love that. I think that's a really good pick. I like it because it solidifies my fun pick last, which is I'm going to go receiver. And
you still could take the one that I think most people would say is obvious.
I know we didn't take anyone from Miami. So I could still take, listen, if there's a hill I'll die on, it's in this hypothetical game.
That's fine.
Not taking Tyreek Hill. And also by then he may be ineligible. Like,
yeah. Great point.
Being in jail. So we'll see. And you know what? Maybe I'll feel different about him in 3 years too. That's also possible. But
we only get so many hotel rooms. He's going to have like 25 kids by then.
That's so fair. I'm going to go very fun pick that could age really good or age not great in 3 years. But we haven't taken a Ram.
No.
And I've got DK Metcalf stretching the field. I got Xavier Worthy outrunning everyone. I've got George Kittle also can be a vertical threat. And then I've got Lamar throwing the ball. I kind of want just one slot crazy guy. And I don't know if anyone in the NFL knows how to cover Puka Nacua.
I think you have two good choices there. Like I don't think you go wrong with either.
Cooper Kupp might actually be on the team.
No, Cooper Kupp's gone. He's in Seattle. I'm talking Devontae Adams.
Okay, I thought of Devontae. What is Devontae going to be in 3 years?
I think he's going to be fine. Like he's got the best get off like release in the NFL in this format. He could be insane.
Oh, he's only going to be 35. Puka Nacua though.
Cooper Kupp's insane too.
Yeah, I had Cooper Kupp on the brain because I'm like he's like built for. Am I really not going to take any slot white guys? But I guess I'm not. I'm going to take Puka Nacua instead. I think we'll be really, really good at this. And I also kind of like about Puka is on my team of just like freak speed dudes. He's just going to out route run everyone.
Yeah.
And is a little faster than Cooper Kupp or Devontae right now. Devontae maybe in a straight line still gets him, but yeah, I don't know.
Faster than Kupp though.
100%. And I also like Nacua of like, I don't know, he's option 4, but he'll always be open.
You also talked about at the start, you're like, my team personalities is rough.
Oh,
like getting Kittle and Puka there evens it out.
That's so, they're going to have such a fun time.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way,
for the vibes.
Oh, Zach, you've sold me on this. I've got my pitch for my team right now. Why is he on the team? Xavier Worthy's doing his thing. DK Metcalf and Lamar out there. Like, what's that going to be like? The second a defensive player picks on Puka Nacua, it's war. Like, the D-back's a little too mean to Puka, and George Kittle and DK Metcalf are going to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
George Pickens is on the sideline.
I was thinking about Pickens too. He's the cowboy that you blocked me from. I'd take him over CD. Could you imagine George Pickens against all of these other countries' defensive backs?
Well, I almost said this as a joke and realized I blocked him in the same position. I was like, George Pickens could be your rusher.
Yeah. George Pickens can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I know. Is there anyone retired currently? It was hard to do that in my brain. If you had to pick like a I guess they don't have to be retired, but let's pick someone who will be retired by 2028. Let me word it that way. Who's like,
Mhm.
you want an honorary spot on the team. He won't start, but he'll play a little bit.
I mean, I think Devontae could be that potentially.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Travis is an obvious possibility.
Travis is interesting. He could play quarterback too,
Yeah.
legitimately. I mean, hey, I'm a Rodgers guy.
I wonder if he'll be on the team. I sincerely.
It's in California, hometown boy. The throws he'll make, if it's DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, just these big fast guys, I mean, it's going to be unstoppable if Rodgers is there.
I wondered about Jalen Ramsey.
Ramsey's interesting. Okay.
Be fun. The one who by this point, okay, he's younger than I think he is. I was like, when
Marcus Mariota.
Oh, dude, when wide receivers was getting interesting, I'm like, this guy. Oh, okay, he'd be 42, but get Calvin Johnson a spot on the team.
I like that a lot. I mean, honestly, the other one who's already retired too, get Luke Kuechly out there.
Oh, Luke Kuechly,
he's fine.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck would be awesome. Like he comes back with one last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Colonel Luck. That would be.
Yeah, Drew Brees could coach this team.
Get him away. I want nothing to do with Drew Brees. You know who I'm nervous is going to be our quarterback, just because I'm terrified it's Russell Wilson.
Really
terrified. Like, doesn't that he feels like the United States representative?
He'll want to do it.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But like, it just, he keeps showing up in places he shouldn't be.
I mean, that's true. I'll be screaming the same thing I am now, which is at least let Jameis do it.
Jameis, man. Where's he now? He's on the Giants as well.
Yeah,
He would be, I mean, he should be, he's the honorary player. He doesn't need to play. He just needs to be around.
Yeah. Ryan Clark, get him in there.
Him and RG3 on the same team. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's dude. Justice for Tyrod Taylor. We do a whole nother draft of just backup guys. Finally give him a chance to shine.
I mean, just a team of all quarterbacks.
I had a moment
around the field.
I could not think of other running backs. Obviously, I went Xavier Worthy for like that spot. I was like, do I say Daniel Jones? Is that insane?
Hey, he's versatile.
Super versatile. Get him out there. Who's the? I was also
he can run. He's a quarterback. He played safety one practice before he quit the Giants. He can do it all.
Yeah. Now I'm Googling the Steeler wide receiver who also threw the ball. In like 2008, he used to do it all the time. Antoine Randall. What is he up to?
I think he coaches for the Lions.
Roll him out. Oh, St. Brown is a miss. But we did have Gibbs, which
blocked him.
So okay, that makes me feel good. I was like, oh man, I forgot about St. Brown. Okay, Laporta too, but I think
you could have done Equinemius.
Could have. There were St. Browns on the board. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
No Bear. I was thinking of a couple Bears.
There's a couple, but you know, once you go to Chicago, you're kind of done.
Dude, we have our honorary coach. It's done. Phone it in. Pat Tillman.
Pat Tillman? Okay. That works.
I feel like that skill set has to translate to grabbing flags.
You're talking Peanut Tillman.
Yeah. Are those not the same guy? Pat Tillman is
Rip. Pour one out for Pat Tillman. He's our honorary player for sure.
Pat Tillman's the dead guy. So sorry. Yeah. Memorial Day. Oh no.
Hey, you know what? It is the day for him to be our honorary player.
That's true. Salute in the comments. Dan, thank you for the shout out. But yeah, Peanut Tillman, is that on his birth certificate?
Peanut, I think so. What is his first name? Peanut Tillman.
Charles.
Yep, there we go. That's it.
Damn it.
I mean, shit. Let's get Charles Tillman. Let's get oh no, why can't I think of his name?
Okay, but Peanut Tillman's a good pick, right? Get the punches in there. He's grabbing flags.
I agree.
Urlacher?
This is another
hair?
rule that's
He
so
has to shave.
fucking stupid. You can't force a fumble in this, is what they said.
Oh,
How stupid is that? Like, you can't go for the ball. What's the point?
so are interceptions allowed? How's the turnover happen?
Interceptions are allowed. I think if you literally fumble the ball, just drop it. That's fine, but it
Oh.
can't be forced.
That cuts Adrian Peterson from consideration, though.
It does. That is true. Yeah, he's wearing his stupid little rubber forearm things.
That's so true.
Somehow just made of stickum, and he still fumbled it.
I will say at this point, I do have a good idea for like.
Oh, Eddie Lacy. You can't touch him. He's spinning around on the sideline over there.
Yeah,
Crash Bandicoot style. He's insane.
Claire caught me like just giggling to myself the other night, and I was sincerely watching. It came up suggested on Reels 2013 Eddie Lacy highlights.
The best.
Those screens, man.
Yeah.
I was just giggling to myself. I was like, "What would?" She literally goes, "Whatever happened to him?" And I was like, "McDonald's." Zip.
China food. Yeah.
I actually have a great suggestion for a legit one. I think this guy will be on the team because I don't know if his health will allow him to still be in the NFL in 3 years. But Christian McCaffrey,
Of course. Yeah.
would be ridiculous in flag. I think his flag football performance could get him into the Hall of Fame.
That was a question. I think it was on McAfee the other day. Like, if you get a gold medal in flag football, it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that kind of is included.
Yeah, depending on how they do it. I also think that's where I got hard with wide receivers and stuff. Are they going to go? I think they might go like an all Hall of Fame team. Just be like, we're just only going to pick people we know are already Hall of Famers.
I mean, as long as we're not taking the flag
Old
football
farts.
guys, we'll just take. That's fine. Go Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like, just take the top guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bring Antonio Brown back. That's fine. Nothing
And by
wrong
the
with it.
way, a bunch of guys we didn't mention. I was like, when we were getting down there, like Jonathan Taylor at flag football.
He'd be great. Achan from
Devin Hester.
Miami's probably good. Devin Hester. Oh, fucking, we missed one. Cordero Patterson, the Joker.
Oh, we did miss.
He'll play every position on the fucking field, offense and defense, and he'll coach.
That doesn't feel good. I was already feeling bad not taking Bijan Robinson, but
he would have been my other running back pick if I didn't go Gibbs.
yeah, I panicked and took Xavier Worthy, but I stand by it. Got the fastest dude left, but
Worthy should have been picked for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he's just too fast. You can't keep him off.
no. And by the way, Xavier Worthy, real talk, if he's still Chief, he'll be blocked because there'll be Travis for sure.
He's got to be retired by then. I could see Mahomes.
That is so interesting. Yeah. Mahomes feels like he'd be really good at flag football. He just doesn't feel like he'd be as good as Jaden Daniels.
Great. He'll be fine. He's not going to be the one running around, though. He's just going to throw it around.
I actually do. Jalen Hurts in flag football. Very
Tush
good.
push.
Legal, by the way.
Is that illegal? That we're not blocking. We're just diving forward.
So, okay, no blocking allowed. Is that the rule?
None. If the ball is coming at you, like someone's carrying the ball, they said you have to start easing up. Like, you need to stop running. It's
George
so
Kittle
dumb.
might have a hard time with that.
Oh, he's going to get flagged, but you know what? It just takes one hit. He just needs to set the tone. He's going to be screaming the entire time.
I think he can block without touching you. I think he's just going to get in your way just enough.
If George Kittle's running at you, you're getting out of the way.
I mean, absolutely. I did have a thought of like, listen, JJ Watt's going to be on this team, isn't he?
At least let Derek do it.
We should have all the Watts on here, all 3 Watts and all 12 Chanels.
That would be wild. Get every Nakua. There's like 5 of them too. Or Sewell. There's a million Sewells too.
Oh,
all Oos team.
yeah,
It'd be insane.
all
It'd be
Oos.
insane. You can get Jordan Teamu from the XFL. He'll be a quarterback because we're not going to do DJ
Roman Reigns.
And we're not going to do Tua either. Fuck that. Roman Reigns, obviously. Final boss. I mean, he's got to be the rusher.
Paul Heyman, coach.
Is Sami Zayn still honorary use?
Yeah, I think so. Dude, Paul Heyman with a whistle. It's little.
Paul Heyman as the coach would be incredible.
Yeah,
he
really
should
good.
be the coach. You know, how much coaching are you doing? You know, we just need someone to talk to the reporters after the game. And if Paul Heyman's going to cut a promo against every country, that's it. That's all
he
we
started cutting one a couple weeks ago, Pat McAfee.
He did. He said some things.
He's got some material down. Yeah.
There isn't anybody better on microphone in the history of microphones than Paul Heyman.
He has, I heard someone articulate like
one other person, Braun Breaker, is on our team.
That's good. That's very good. I kept wanting to say Charles Woodson.
Honestly.
Ed Reed.
I'm not against it.
You're not going to let Ed Reed play.
Troy Polamalu's made for this.
That's so fair. It's unfair. This isn't their time.
I mean, the early 2000s flag football team would have been insane. It would have been absolutely incredible.
I saw a stat today. This could be its own segment. I saw a stat today that the 2003 Miami Hurricanes would have gone 8-4 if their offense never played.
I've seen that before. How insane is that? That defense was, by the way, Chuck Pagano coaching that defense too. He's there. That defense is insane.
Miami's finest. By the way, an offense that scored 50 touchdowns.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't like they were carried.
Greg Olsen, White Lightning.
Yeah. He's the one that everyone remembers. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember because he's got that rap that he never wanted anyone to hear.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Don't worry. Go give that a Google. Yeah. But no, that was a stat that cracked me up today. It was like, that team's dumb. That team has Vince Wilfork on their running back depth chart.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Then he ate everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Willis McGahee. What a career. The running backs we could put on our early 2000s flag football team. I mean, shit, we need another retired person, recently retired, rest in peace. Frank Gore. We need Frank Gore on our team.
Frank Gore's really good. I also kept being like, Darren Sproles could still play.
Darren Sproles could for sure. Dexter McCluster.
Oh, who's
can play every position.
Sorry that I'm gonna Reggie Bush would be very good at flag football.
Yes.
Tim Tebow, obviously.
Tebow would be boy. Tebow would be incredible.
That would be, I don't want to get us too far down the rabbit hole because we are devolving into our favorite game, which is listing names.
Yes.
But I do think we could do this as a segment of each of us spin a wheel with a random year on it. It's like who has the best flag football team just by that year.
That's an incredible segment. Maybe that turns into what the show is for the next year. We should just do
that over and over.
Yeah, what year the top stat performers from that year would make the best flag football team. And then we'll just figure it out. Because if you have, I mean, there's going to be a lot of years where it's like just Peyton Manning on the top and then Marvin Harrison. But hey, there's going to be some bangers with all of a sudden Arian Foster shows up. What's he doing there?
I think we'd have to be in different decades. Like maybe we do a wheel of decades and then a wheel of years so that you and I aren't. Because if it's like 2013 versus 2017, there's some overlap.
Still,
I still think it's fun, but I think it's fun to do like, dude, you don't want the smoke of Fran Tarkenton to bring him up again. He's so good at flag football.
That is something we should do. We should do like a 2 to 3 year span. We spin the wheel. You get that 2 to 3 year span for the NFL, and then we compete in whatever we spin the other wheel lands on. Is it a bowling competition? Is it cornhole?
Oh, that's fun. You can tell Deacon Jones it's no contact. You can tell him. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yes. See what Lawrence Taylor thinks about your flags.
Lawrence Taylor's a great one. Lawrence Taylor's so good. By the way, you know who is this is without argument. Okay, we have to do this. I'm going to not waste all my bullets on this, but I will say this is indisputable. Jim Zorn is a great flag football quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
He'd be so good. Not as good as Doug Flutie.
No, of course not. Never has been. Never will be.
No, but really good. So we got to do that. Year spin, and then we're picking a random hobby team.
I like it.
Tune
I
in
like
next
it.
week.
Next week, we got it. Probably. That's probably what it's a long off season is what we figured out. And that sounds perfect for next week. So
That'll be
tune
fun.
in then.
We're keeping the team thing though.
Yes, keeping the team thing for sure. Monday night, next Monday night.
I'm
You
taking
guys
Scott
gotta
Mitchell, so
tuning in
you
live.
can't. You know.
We'll see. Well, you know what? We'll flip a coin and see who picks first. And we will see you next week, Monday night. Or if you want to listen after the fact, Flurry Sports YouTube channel. Check us out there. See you then. Goodbye.